All right, we got the curb stop marked out and identified. I did not stab there, but I stabbed everywhere else. All right, I'm back on site. So here's that 3/4 inch Schedule K copper coming into the house. This valve, this gate valve before the meter, spins continuously in place. This valve barely holds. This one doesn't work. And this backflow prevention device, this is 3/4? Yeah. This 3/4 inch backflow, no bueno. So we're gonna cut out that valve. We're gonna replace that valve and replace the backflow prevention device that obviously like froze or something, but no bueno. Let's get to work. All right. This valve head's coming out. See, it snapped right off in place. Crazy. This is not gonna be fun, I'll tell you. Not gonna be fun. There's that valve. See that? There's that valve. Crazy. So, let me see if I have a 3/4 inch IPS ball valve in the truck. All right, let me take this to the truck. Let's take off this valve and this flared adapter here. We'll clean off all the threads and we'll put a new valve in here as a replacement. Then I'm gonna cut this out and put a new valve in there and probably cut in a new T here and then redo this for the irrigation system. Easy peasy.
Audrey and Mike.
Yeah.
Have you gone away with them before?
Yeah, a lot.
Alright, no, I don't know. I don't know. It seems alright.
You know this has not been out in forever.
Yeah, it's look, what do we get? Alright. I'm not used to it. 72? We did the front. Beautiful.
All right, so here's that valve. There's that gate that's closed. And if we try to... This is not happening. This is just a solid piece of brass with... Done. No bueno. All right, let's see what we got here. 3/4 inch IPS ball valve. Now, this is a 3/4 inch IPS ball valve, but it's called a gas cock. And if you look on here, if it says WOG, that stands for water, oil, gas. And it does not say that. Now it's UL listed for 100 and 250 PSI, but it does not say WOG. Let me show you on this 1 inch IPS ball valve. See how it says WOG? That means I can use it on water, oil, or gas. There's 1.25 inches and another 1.25 inches. But I do not have a 3/4 inch, which sucks. That really does suck. See this gas cock? No bueno. It's a good thing we got a team and we're nearby. Let's see if he'll catch this. What's up? Catch.
What is it?
That is a 3/4 inch IPS gate valve that the homeowner snapped off when he tried turning off the water. Yeah, bluefin. And does it say WOG on it? Yes, it does. We're good. All right, so right now I'm taking a wire brush and cleaning off the threads on that IPS side that threads into the female side of the ball valve. And I'm also going to clean off the face of that flare connection to connect to that ball valve. Sorry, to connect to that 5/8 K copper. All right, make sure this is nice and clean. Beautiful. No need to replace it. It's still good. You know what I mean? I got my Blue Monster PT FE tape. I'm gonna wrap this around about 5 or 6 times. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Beautiful. All right, I used a couple crescent wrenches. Get off. Tighten that up. You know, let's get the wire brush in there. Clean that off. All right. Okay. All right, let's get the washer on there.
Is Liberty waiting outside for you?
Maybe. They were here to locate the curb stop, so
beautiful.
they may be still waiting for me to turn it back on, but I could now that the valve's in place. All right, I just turned the water back on. Thank you, Liberty, for coming out here with the quickness. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. It's nice when your public utility is working in your favor. You know what I mean? So we're gonna keep this exposed now. I should probably put this in the grass somewhere, but we want to make sure that's always accessible. So let's just put it right there. But we good. Let's go continue our work inside the house. All right, so we are cut right there above the T. We're cut on the outlet side of the double check valve. We're gonna cut below that valve, and then we're gonna replace. Just makes more sense to, instead of adding coupling. Let's think smarter and not work harder. I'll take that if you want.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Put that off to the side. That's an old, I'm gonna guess it's an old Watts. Crazy. And here's our new Watts. This is the 007 M3QT. We're gonna have to do an initial test on this and then also register it with the Water Authority and with Albany at the Cross Connection Control Department. Good thing I have my Watts TK9A in the truck. We'll bang this out in one trip. All right, now I get into the habit of cleaning my fittings before I press. Some guys don't, but I believe it's good practice to do that. And then we're also gonna maybe, just maybe, carefully deburr the pipe. Wrong one. Whee! Or Sharpie. Okay. That works. It's a good practice to mark the insertion depth. When you're pressing, things sometimes like to pop out and wiggle out. We'll make sure our direction of flow is good.
You can see our arrow.
There's the arrow right there, perfect. Pointing out, that way we can service it in the future. I hate it when you go to annual inspection of these things, and it's like pointing there, like, come on. Like, you know it's never been tested. Or it's like backwards. You know, where it's the service ports are in the opposite direction that you want to work in, like against the wall there. But we have an opportunity now to make it all nice and pretty, and we're going to do that. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect.
Just visits yet?
No. In case you guys were wondering what James is talking about, on my Mikey Pipes Uncensored channel this morning, which is March 31st, I posted a video about how over 1,500 counterfeit Louis Vuitton coin purses that are all made in China arrived at my front door. So I left a message with the U.S. Secret Service. They did not return my call. I also sent an email to Louis Vuitton legal department. I figured maybe they would want to know what I got in the mail. That was accidentally dropped off at my front door by FedEx Ground yesterday. Go figure. And the label, the FedEx Ground label, is not from the town that I live in. The address or nothing. Nowhere remotely close. It magically made its way off the truck. And this driver just, I don't know, wasn't thinking. But it is what it is.
Somebody's gonna be upset.
Yeah. 1,500 Louis Vuitton little coin purses. I went on LV's website yesterday, and each coin purse is around $850. So imagine, I got close to $1 million worth retail value if it was like authentic. Man, I wish it was. By the way, I would not say a word to anyone. I would just slowly sell every single one of them and make a mill. Easy mill. Nah. I would probably call the stores. Hey, listen, I got all these things, and they'll probably give me like $1,000 Louis Vuitton gift card. They won't even give me probably a $10,000 bag. They'll just give me a gift card for like $50. Right. But karma, do unto others as you would have do unto you. Ain't that right?
That's right.
There you go. The Milwaukee M12 for the win. Without the pivoting jaws. Don't lose that washer.
I did.
Perfect. So we undid the union on the outlet side of the meter. That way we can accommodate the new piece of 3/4 inch L copper. Perfect. And awesome. Awesome. We'll press in that. And then we'll be just about done. Just got to test the backflow device and we'll be out of here. And I'll show you guys step by step how we do that. Perfect.
Almost perfect.
Almost.
She needs a tag.
Yep, she does. Guys, we got a valve tag on the main water valve. Now, I instruct my clients that in the event of an emergency, you need to turn off the main water valve. You always want to turn off the valve after the meter. And there is a reason for that, a very specific reason. Because if that valve should fail, at least you have something to fall back on, like the one before the meter, right? So again, it would be really hard luck if both valves should fail, but we have two brand new ball valves here. One's IPS, one's press. It's gonna be awesome. Sweet. I'm gonna go find the sink.
Yes.
Now before I open up the faucet, I'm gonna take the aerator out. One less thing to clean. Why is nothing coming out of there? I don't know, very low pressure out of this faucet. It's weird. No, we don't have any water pressure. So the kitchen sink is fine. comes that air. Bring that down a little bit. I can't understand what, for the life of me, what's up with that bathroom's lap sink. So I found both of these valves in the off position. By the way, about 20 years ago when I was working for my last company, and we used the flat rate manual, these both these globe valves would be replaced. I recommend you replace the ball valves. And I would cut right here,
right.
Sweat this off, sweat that off, sweat a new valve in place, a ball valve, and have a nice day. Only because of the cocky on it.
We were always taught never to face them down when I first started plumbing.
Yeah, no, you should never face them down, but that's how they're put in probably about 80 million years ago.
Yeah.
All right, it's that time, folks. Let's do a test. I'm going to show you a very easy way on how to test the backflow prevention device we installed. I need my screwdriver, and that's about it. All right, here is the Watts TK9A. This is a backflow prevention device test assembly. We have an added bonus of a PSI gauge right there to measure pressure. This is valve A, B, and C. And here is that double check valve assembly. This is service port 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is shutoff valve number 1. That's shutoff valve number 2. Let's just open up shutoff valve number 2. Okay, so right now the valve is in normal operation in the open status. We're going to close shutoff valve number 2. I'm going to remove the plastic test ports on 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to test. We're going to hook the high pressure hose to test port number 3. I'm going to open test port number 3 after closing all the valves there. There it is right there. This is the only annoying part. Okay, that's open. Now, we're going to blow air through this high pressure hose to the low pressure hose. We're going to open up A. And we're going to take our hose, go into a bucket, and open B. We want to get all the air out of that assembly. We're going to close test port B. We're going to close A. We're going to open B until that needle drops to 2 psid. If it jumps like that, it means you still got some air in there. Let's go up. Too much. So we're going to recharge by opening up shutoff valve number 1, and let's bleed air again, A through B. All right, hopefully it's all gone now. Close shutoff valve number 1, open B until it drops to 2 psid. Right there. Now we're going to open up test port number 2. It do not want to go. Hey, little baby challenge. Let's get that on there again, right there. That's open, and you notice the needle just barely moved. So check valve number 1 has passed testing. Let's close this back up. Is that where it needs to be? Yep. Okay. Let's close shut off test port number 3. Good. Let's reopen shutoff valve number 1, and let's move this hose now to test port number 4, and we're going to bleed out that air again. Let's open that. Fully open. Perfect. Let's open B. We'll make note of our line pressure, which is about 61 psi. We're going to close shutoff valve number 1. We're going to drop this until it goes to 2 psid. Right there. And now open shutoff valve. Test port number 3. And it did not move. So check valve 1 and 2 both passed. And we can report our results to the water authority. And we are done. Now, before I put away the Watts TK9A, all 3 valves are open. I'm just letting gravity drain out all the water out of the hoses. Especially important during the winter months when you have freezing conditions. This thing freezes, you're going to be out a few $1,000. A few. This used to be around $1,800. It's now closer to 3. All right, I'm just going to take this service tag, place it right here in the area. March 31st, 2026, initial test, done.